Welcome back, guys. And I was looking at my recent videos and thought all my recent decks have kind of been a bit tryhardy and powerful decks and stuff. So I thought let's change that and go back to the old Nighthawk. Here's mono green aggro, and yeah. So I'd like to start this off by saying this is probably not the most competitive deck that's ever been in Magic Duels, but that does not mean it's not a fun one. It's kind of got a werewolfy theme, despite having I think like two cards which actually where werewolves matter. Where werewolves matter is a hell of a saying, by the way. And I mean, the two werewolf matters card is Waxing Moon. We only run two because not the entire deck is werewolves which can transform. And what was I going to say? It's more there for like the dream starts and to cheaply, if you got like a Shrill howler out or a Keswick Prowl, it's a nice cheap way to transform them. I mean, in the right situation, you can transform a Dustwatch Recruiter or a Hinterland Hogger as well. But most of the time, I don't want more than two. I just want to say one a game, only if one of them other cards come out. But I mean, the deck's fairly straightforward. We curve out at three mana cost creatures, and we have 25 lands, which might seem a bit too much. But the card you build around in this kind of deck is Primal Bellow. It's not very good, just because with all the fancy lands we have, it kind of hurts to stay mono green with as many forests as possible. But it's not many cards can say 1 mana +5/+5 minimum, and Primal Bellow is one of them. Apart from that, we just stay really aggressive. We have arguably the 6 most powerful 2-drops and 1-drops in the game, Keswick Prowler and Sylvan Leopard from an aggro point of view, in green anyway. And then we have just a bunch of good 2-drops and Sylvan Advocate, Dustwatch Recruiter, Inland Logger, which may seem a bit of a surprise, but if you get to flip this thing, it becomes a 4/2 trample, which is amazing. And especially in this deck with all these pump spells and stuff. And it's just a nice solid curve drop. There's not really too much in green at a 2 which you can really replace it with. I mean, I guess you don't really want Death Cap in this deck. I guess you could go Unza City Troll, but he's kind of lost a lot of use because you have to sink so much mana into regenerate him. And then apart from that, it's fair. Lamphole Pacifist may be an option, but I don't like the fact that you need, basically in this deck you basically need a pump spell every turn to be able to attack with them. And then suddenly, I mean, past that, we've got really nothing going on. Timberland Wolf, if you want to feel dangerous. Apologies, guys, I just sneezed. and then anyway, getting back onto the deck, it's just a bunch of good 2-drops. 2 Waxing Moon, like we said, or Removal Suite in Rapid Bite. It's my choice. You could run Prey Upon, but I don't like the fact that you could potentially lose your creature. And Rapid Bite's pretty good as it is. And then 3-drops, we run the infamous Silverfur Partisan. This thing is amazing, will carry games. I had a game just before actually with this when I was testing this online. I played 3 games, went 2-1. But online, my opponent cast Brutal Expulsion targeting Silver Partisan, which triggered give me a wolf. I then cast Primal Bellow in response to save my creature, made a wolf in response, and then they were attacking when they cast the Brutal Expulsion, which was a mistake. I then ate a creature, so it was kind of I don't even know what that is, but it was a lot of value. The fact that it's got trample is actually really relevant in this deck. You just get to throw like 2 Primal Bellows on it and win the game. Talus Tracker, just for some value, you can run, I mean, you do basically shit out your hand with this deck. You need ways to refuel, and Talus Tracker is the only really good one, along with wildsize, I guess. Shrill is the card I think a lot of people not really overlook, but there's not really a deck for him yet, but he's actually a really good card. He can't be chumped by like primal druids or elvish visionaries, and obviously in this deck that ability is amazing. If you just slap like three pump spells on it, it says unblockable. And 3/1 is no slouch for 3 mana. 3 power is pretty poor. And if you ever flips, he becomes a Howling Chorus, which is got the same ability, which is good, and it also gets the added bonus of getting out of languish range, and also makes 3/2 horrors every time it connects. But it's I don't know, I've been very impressed by this card. I didn't think too much of it. I was just testing it, and then we curve out Nissa. Not really much to say. Mostly here for the -2. So it's a straightforward deck. It's not really anything too fancy, and it's definitely could be optimized. I threw this together, played 3 matches against the online, and said let's call it a day. So let's jump in. We are now officially rank 40. you can all send me my congratulations. And we found a match. I'm going to say this guy's playing Dimir Control, which means we lose. Like I said, this deck isn't very competitive, so I don't know the word is, play very tight, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not going to play around Languish and stuff most of the time, just because this deck can't afford to play around Languish. So, like, I'll call when they have it in their hands, but I'm not going to... Because, I mean, if they have it, we just lose. This deck can't really refuel from a Languish. This is tempting to keep, not really. We'll mulligan. Ooh, this is the same, but you know what? I'm actually going to keep this one because we have Just Watch Recruiter, so we can activate its ability. It's not my finest cube I've ever made. In fact, I kind of instantly regretted it, but I don't know. We can dig for creatures. We just have to hope he doesn't have to turn to a removal spell, and hope we don't draw more lands here. Unfortunately, he's playing red. So I mean, you know we're gonna rip a land off the top. It's a scientific fact when you keep a 5 or 6 lander. Yeah, the next card is a land. Like I said, just how we drew it up. Don't have the removal spell. Don't have the fiery temper, the fiery impulse. Make it to our turn. Okay. Now don't have the sorcery speed removal. Don't top deck the 5. Okay, red black. Come on. Yes. Okay, we're playing vampires, which is absolutely terrible, but we made it to our turn, which is pretty huge here. Now we have to bluff that we have a really packed hand. Unfortunately, it's not the turn for you, Scythe Leopard. We need to draw more creatures. I'm going to attack here. I'll take a trade. Flying is a problem for a green deck. And then we just have to hope we can get more creatures now. I mean, we can go Scythe Leopard. I mean, this Evolve mod is going to make the Scythe Leopard a 3/3 for the turn. Ooh, no. Whoa. I forgot I need to activate the ability now. Shrill Howler is pretty good. So, I mean, we got a decent turn for. Unfortunately, we bottomed a Primal Bella there, which was one of our few ways to race. But I mean, I kept a 6. I kept a 6 lander. I don't exactly deserve to win this game. But I mean, we get to go Shrill Howler plus Scythe Leopard. Then we get to go Evolve and Wilds to make this 3/3. So it just depends what our opponent's got here. It is an Incorrigible Youth, so we lose. Yeah. This deck is, without pump spells, this deck is not in a position to race a vampire deck. And this guy had the traditional 7 damage on turn 3 coming at us. So, do we even play for the long game is the question. We can't block the flyer. I might have to trade off with this Incorrigible Youths. I think that sucks, but it's the way it is. Although everything's really cheap now, actually, so... So we just played 3 creatures for the turn. Guess we see how our opponent decides to block here. Do we attack? Take him down to 15. What we hoping to draw here? I guess we attack because I'm not planning on... It's going to flip to a 2/2. I mean, I value this thing over a Hinterland Logger if we want to trade. We could just chump it. I mean, we've got the power advantage on the board for the minute anyway. 15 to 13. He got one big hit in, but he's gonna be able to clock us in the air. He's paused. See, I mean, realistically, we've got 3 turns here because he'll hit us for 9, and then he should be able to finish off with burn. I'm actually going to jump with the Scythe Leopard. Does this put the token on the field tapped? No, it doesn't put it on the tap, so if we get to flip the Werewolf here, we can make a 3/2 blocker, which can trade, and down to 10. I mean, Arms of the Vein just helps them race here. We can dig with creatures next turn with the Just Watch Recruiter. Hopefully we can find a 2-drop we can play. Another flying creature is absolutely terrible for us here. And a Ravenous Bloodseeker. So, things have looked better in the circle here. So, question is, what do we attack with? We can't sit back here. I think we come in with the 3-1 and the 2-2. See what he does with this. See if he wants to discard a card for no value so he can block the Shrill howler. He lets it all in. That's good. So now we're playing for a top deck, I think, here. Of wildsize into Primal Bellow if we can survive. Damn it, there's a second Primal Bellow. Gonna get a second Dust Watch here because it can flip, in theory, for more damage. We could just not play a spell and have a 4-2, but we're going to be chumping anyway, so... if we're chumping anyway, I guess we might as well lead with the Hinterland Logger, I mean. But I don't know, this is a different game, I think, if we don't bottom them 2 Primal Bellows, because we were actually generally thinking about racing at this point, and Lightning Axe. So I left 2 blockers behind, so hopefully we can survive this turn and hope to top deck. Unfortunately, there's another incorrigible use. Yeah, we weren't beating this draw. Yeah, there's no way we were beating this draw without Primal Bellows. Can we even survive this turn now? And I think we can actually survive this turn. 3-6. No, we can't. No, we can't. Not even close. See, they never play the Indulgent Aristocrats, yet they always have them in the deck. Things that make you go, okay, I might as well block just in case I can't do combat mats and he forgets to do some shit. Unfortunately, he does not forget to do some shit. And he just double checked there, so... yeah, I don't know. That was a very aggro... we didn't draw a Rabid Bite, that was kind of our removal suite. And we kept a 6-lander, so I'm not going to complain about that game too much. I don't think really... we were close, we were actually really close. Despite what it looks like. Like, if he doesn't have the removal spell that turn, we can... he might not attack, obviously, but we were playing for... we had top decks there. We had top decks. Stuff like, I mean, the third Primal Bellow would have been +6, which means that the Shrill Howler would have been a 9 power unblockable creature, so we were pretty close. Unfortunately, as is luck, we activated Dust Watch Recruiter twice that game and bottomed 2 Primal Bellows. Did we crack an Evolving Wilds Dust? We might have actually only bottomed 1, so our chances might have even been better than I think. So, and again, we kept a 6-lander. I definitely should have mulliganed that and looked for more action. Like a Sylvan Advocate, that would have been pretty nice. And you know, more pump spells. I mean, I'm not going to complain. That was my own fault more than anything else. And let's see if we can connect our opponent this time. Bok, Lost Man, 1008. He is on the play. Unfortunate. This is a keep. 2-drop, 3-drop. And then, I mean, Hinterland, like I said, I mean, it's not rare that it transforms, but I don't know. I've got optimism that someday I will have a 4-2 trample attacking on turn 2 and it will feel good. Unfortunately, everyone plays 2-drops these days. They're very selfish like that. And, yeah, 1-drop off the top? No. So I think my plan here is to lead with the Hinterland Logger, then go Shrill Howler, and hopefully we rip a 4th land to go double Sylvan Advocate. Which isn't a bad draw. Opponent leaves with green, which means they might not be playing sweepers. Green-white. Humans. Werewolves. Well, yeah, it's a human deck, so... hopefully he doesn't have a way to attack with that 3/3 next turn. Okay, we do have the way to remove it with the Rabid Bite plus the Shrill Howler. So all is not lost. Unless, of course, he does have the way to put to plus it here. You could just go Nissa -1, that would be terrible. Always watching would be even worse. Oath of Nissa means he might not have a way to deal with it. Unfortunately, we can't really attack through it either. So we're just gonna have a big stalemate here. I miss Enlarge. I know that's random, but I had a deck similar to this in 2015. I had Enlarge and it was glorious. Nissa. Thalia's Lieutenant is still an out from here. Colorless, wow. Sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call. as is typical. But our opponent kind of put a spanner in our works here by casting a Selfless Spirit, which means our Rapid Bite doesn't really do much now. But it does not change our plan. We're going to slap out the Shrill Howler, and we still have Primal Bellows to give us hope here. So I mean, maybe we can rip into like 4. Or maybe we can draw a Cult of Wax and we can flip it. That would be a pretty good top deck. And then we could flip it, Primal Bellow, make a 3/2 horror. We have outs. We have our outs. We just need to draw them. So opponent plays a Nissa we knew about. There is an Evolving Rod. So they're playing Colorless Mana. I'm interested if he's just doing it for like Eldrazi Displacer, but we haven't really seen too many end of the battlefield effects. Or maybe they're doing it for like Thought Knot, you know, Reality Smash, all that good stuff. But the question is, do they want to trade off a Shrill Howler for a Lambhole Pacifist? I don't think they do. But we will see. So he can give us Team Indestructible anytime he wants with that. But we have to kind of get it out of his hand, I think. So I think I'm going to lead with Hinterland Logger, and we're just going to make him. We're going to use the Rabbit Bite to say essentially kills Selfless Spirit here. And if he doesn't, if he wants to keep the Spirit around, fair enough. We can't attack this turn, but it's better than get blown out in a time he wants to crack it. That's my opinion of it. So like we're making him crack it rather than him getting to wait for the best time he wants to crack it. So we basically still got a removal spell out of it. We still killed the creature, just not the creature we wanted. Unfortunately, they hit 5 mana into Reality Smasher, so it's going to be pretty hard to race now. Yeah, not much to say. I'm trying to think of outs, but I'm definitely not blocking. Even if I killed this thing, I'd still take 3 damage. So I think we just need to get hyper aggressive. We could blow him out with the Primal Bellow, I guess. Silver Partisan is perfect, and now we get aggressive here. Did we get aggressive here? I'm going to attack with the 3/1. I'll leave the 2/1s behind. I'm actually going to try and eat this Reality Smasher with my Silver Partisan, and then I get to hopefully take over the game from there. He gets to trade if he wants. I'll take the trade at this point now, to be honest. We can start getting some damage in. If he doesn't want to trade like now, and then I mean, if he has a removal, like a Reprisal or a Declaration Stone, fair enough. But at least we'll get a wolf out the deal, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana. What could he have? Declaration Stone on the Hinterland Logger, fair enough. But we do actually get our wolf anyway. And now, because we have the wolf, we don't have to worry about getting blown out by... Oh shit. Well, yeah, this actually works pretty well. Because he Declaration like that, second main. And we get to go Primal Bellow here. I mean, it's not good for us, don't get me wrong here. But we get to go 6/6 trade off here. I'm not going to block yet because I don't see him having any burn. This just got interesting. 3, 5, 7, 11. So we're getting close. I really want to hit a land drop, but I think I might have to just double Sylvan Advocate here. How aggressive do we get? 3, 5, 7, taking out a 10. We can't attack because we got Vigilance. Never mind. So hope he doesn't have a double Declaration Stone draw. He's already used one. If he has the second one, I'm gonna rage because that's bullshit. So that's because he got double value out of it. It's not good. I mean, he can't really attack. Oh, come on. Yeah. So this is just fucking bullshit right now. I think we have to go for all out trades here. Depends how aggressive he gets. It's actually not the end of the world here. We get to just gets a 2-for-1 us, but we do get to pick off his reality smash. But that's just so stupid. The second reality smash. I wish I could draw that. It's fairly straightforward here. Take out the double advocate here, because it's not like you can trample over in anywhere. We have to block, so we might as well trade here. Because trample again, because trample. And I don't know. That's the always watching was pretty sad for us. And they're thinking very long about a decision which literally, I mean, I'd happily let, if they leave me with an advocate, I'm over the moon here. So we have our outs. We just need to wait for them. And actually, I think the game might be locked up because I can't even zoom in on my opponent's face. This is awkward. See what happens when the timer hits 0. But actually, you know, I'll just pause when the timer hits 0 and see what happens. Okay, I think they were actually just making a decision because, and they leave me with an advocate. Interesting. Wildsize. Do we just go for it here? We make 2 wolves. I'm gonna go for it. You know, chick stuffs. Chicks. I don't know the words. What's it called? Glory lasts forever. Chick sticks scars. Whatever it is. And then we get Wildsize. We get double wolf triggers, leaving us with 4 power back. He can't kill us, and we just have to hope for a top deck here. I should have Wildsize main phase. Well, actually, no. I shouldn't have Wildsize main phase. This is actually okay. We're going for it. Wildsize on you. See what we draw. Make a wolf. Still no land. Primal Bellow on you. Make 2 wolves. Getting for 11 here. We have a Rabid Bite. Not too relevant here, but we have 3 blockers back. He's on 4 life. We've seen double Primal Bellow. We still have Wildsize in the deck. Night of the White Oak is not going to do anything from here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power, 5 creatures. If he attacks here, we can chump 1, which I will do. I'll chump. Okay, he's not even attacking. We just have lethal here. We do, unless he has a removal spell. But we have Rabid Bite to get a blocker out of the way. And make another wolf. Get rid of that first striker or Nissa. Good, try and get rid of Nissa. And then we are going to attack all out and see what happens. Fog? That's all I can think of. But no, have we done it? Oh, we are just the greatest Magic players of all time, ladies and gentlemen. that was a great game. I'm stuck on 4 lands. Opponent gets an always watching out in a race, and we managed to win. And fortunately, because of that phone call, it actually took a bit longer than I thought. I don't really have time for a 3rd game, I'm afraid. So I'm sorry, but we're going to leave it on a high. That is Mono Green Werewolves. Aggro / deck. It's rather good. Said no one ever. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun deck, as you saw there. We had a pretty insane turn. And on that bombshell, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.